Alright, what's going on everybody? So for today's video, I'm just gonna be doing a gameplay review from one of my Foot Champs games. And I want to go over this game because I made a lot of really silly mistakes in this game, and I kind of want to show you guys what my thought process is when I'm analyzing my own gameplay, right? Because like you guys, I'm trying to constantly get better at this game. I'm not just trying to, sit on my high horse and be like, yep, I'm the best player ever, do my thing, whatever, right? I'm constantly analyzing what I do and trying to improve. So I'm going to walk you guys through basically what I'm thinking about when I'm analyzing gameplay and how I go about actually doing it. So I'll get this game started and then we can go straight into it. All right, so to start things off, the first thing that I like to look at is the first goal that I score. And the reason I like to look at the goals that I score is because I want to see what I did well that I didn't do for other attacks, right? So right now I have just the ball with Torre, just working the ball up the field, playing pretty passively. I'm not really doing anything too crazy right now. Finding the middle, right? Looking for these gaps. Trigger Ibra just to get him through. I just want to see if he's going to mark these runs or not, right? I'm just scanning constantly. And then right here, he lets me get the 1v1 in the box, a little shimmy, and we tuck it in very nicely. So one thing I think I did really well here is just I was patient, right? I'm trying to look at what spaces are open for me, and I'm just left sticking into them, right? Because he's being super aggressive with his center back right now. So his back line shape is kind of out of whack. So all I'm trying to do is find the quickest way to get into like this zone here in terms of just beating this guy so it's only the 3 defenders left, and also this huge space here that I want to use, right? So I work the ball around, same thing, right? I'm using one-time passes because if I take touches here, so if I take a first touch when I give this ball to Doku, this pass to Ibra goes away, and Ibra is in a really good position to actually exploit his defense and try to make him commit with one of his other defenders, right? Now at the same time, this pass that I do to Doku before I give it to Ibra is an L1X pass from Vitinha. So I'm triggering Vitinha, and then that lets me get into a 1v1 right on the edge of his box, right? And all I have to do now is just pick a side and then shimmy a little and then go, right? So I go up, wait for him to bite, make him think I'm going to go back in again, and there we go, right? So the one thing I like about this shimmy specifically is I kind of fake the direction, right? So when I get the ball into the box, notice when Vitinha gets it, look, I go this way, he bites, right? So he does a tackle. So now he probably thinks that I think since he tackled, I'm going to full commit this way. So I know he's actually going to go this way. So I'm going to pretend. I'm just going to turn Vitinha so he faces this way to actually make him think that I bought the fact that he bit. And then I'm going to go back in, right? So that was my thinking for that play specifically. Just double fakes, right? They're really good in the box, especially against players that aren't super aggressive when they get into the box, right? Because this guy was defending aggressively leading up to that play anyway. But like I said before, double fakes are really good against people that are aggressive because sometimes they try to act like all slick and fake their aggression. But if you fake out their fake, right? Again, making it a double fake, it's really easy for you to get open in the box, right? So if you look at this goal now that I have, so he scores on me pretty easily. So I just kind of want to see how he does. So he gets a kickoff, I think. So I'm just trying to see what I could do better. So like right here, I should just move VVD kind of into this space here so I can cover this pass in the middle and then switch to my CDM and move him back up and then go back to VVD to cut off the cutback. Because right now I'm in a pretty shitty situation, to be honest. And I think that mainly just comes from the fact I didn't fully commit, right? So he scores that cutback. So the main thing I didn't do was I didn't track this run well enough, right? Because he calls him short to keep him on side. I should have just sticked with Balde because there's no threat in the middle, right? Even if Mbappe turns, Job is defending it pretty well, like just being there, right? So me switching off is the mistake, like right here. So I'll show you guys again. Okay, I'm going to let it play again. Look, I get the ball, or he gets the ball there. I should be staying on Balde, or at the very least, now I should switch because he made this triggered run with Mbappe, and I don't track it well enough. And I also second man press, which in turn drags Balde out even more, right? So I put Balde out of position, which allows Mbappe to get this area in behind. So I should have just switched to Balde and just been conservative till he faces this pass inside, and then I could have switched back to Job and then marked the middle, right? Which is the reason he even gets this ball in behind, right? Because the minute he's here, it's really difficult for me to defend it. Obviously, I tried playing the cutback and second man pressing, but I mean, to be fair, some might argue that's a really assisted pass, but at the same time, there was a mistake earlier that led to this situation. So I'm not going to fully say that, oh, we got lucky. Oh, it's DDA. Oh, whatever, right? So, like I said, he does end up scoring again. So if we go to that goal here, I think it happens around here somewhere. So let's just watch the whole thing and let's see how he scores. And then we can go back and we'll see what I did wrong specifically. So he just dribbles there, taking that space. Very patient, which is good from him. Yeah, so I was just too passive, right? So I think right here is where I kind of fucked up just because this gap right here is too big. What I should have done was just drag Job into here and then switch off to either my right back or just someone up here maybe and just pulled them down just so then, like I said, I cover the gap, but I can still apply pressure, right? And that allows him to just literally walk through because I played way too passive marking these runners and it just allowed him to dribble past me, right, and get that extra step. So that's pretty much what happened there. Like I said, if we go through this build-up now, right, I'm going to kind of just bounce around because there are some important plays in this game that I want to go over to teach you guys stuff. But so right here, this is something I want you guys to understand. Whenever a player is this close to me, I will always L2 plus the left stick in a direction away from them, right? So in this case, it'd be this way, right? And the reason I do that is just because the shielding animation, right, it kind of actually turns your player really easily. So it makes it really easy for you to just turn and then go find space, right? So like right there, I kind of forced that pass a little bit. I didn't think Ibra was going to get there or get tackled that easily. So like right here, good tracking so far. Good. Go for the bruiser. Beautiful. We get it back. Same thing, just being patient, really patient, not trying to force anything. I guarantee you this pass that I do with Doku, because I'm going to take the line, I'm going to probably try to find some L1X pass or find the middle really quickly. It's either Vitinha, right? And I do. So again, right, I don't find the pass. I should know at this point that he's playing this general direction. So I should just go this way, right? Because the minute he's playing this direction, I don't want to try to force this. Now, knowing my brain, I probably thought I could just kind of squeeze it like this. But in this year, it's not going to work, right? So I force it. He gets the ball back. Same thing, right? And then he obviously gets the ball on a counter, right? He's attacking pretty well. Plays down the wing. That's fine. I kind of played this lane a little bit too aggressively. But so like right here, I turn on team press just because I'm watching out for the reset. Kind of get a little unlucky there, but block the shot. It's fine. Gets it back, and he barely misses right there. So again, defended decently. I would say I probably could have done a little bit better. But again, right, nothing too crazy. But like right here again, another forced pass. So now I'm noticing a tendency, right? I'm having the tendency that I'm not calling my players short to have them stop in the gap before I play that pass in the middle. And this is bad because if I don't stop that pass, their momentum keeps going towards the defender. So when I give the ball, it makes it a lot easier for the defender to step into the passing lane and intercept it, right? So I either have to call them short so they actually come to me so that pass is more open, or I just don't play that pass at all, right? Okay, so coming back to this play, it looks like he's countering now. And I think he does score on this if I remember correctly because I do remember going down this game. So yeah, like right there, I'm too aggressive. Like obviously I need to be aggressive there because he's close to the box, but I committed a little too early. I probably could have at least been a little bit more stagnant, right? So like right here, I probably could have just held a little longer and it would have forced him down this way, which would have made it easier for me to bite, but I bit to the finesse angle too early, so he just went literally straight ahead and split the gap, and I made it really easy for him, right? And he was able to get the finish. So 3-2 down, choked a 2-0 lead. So that sucks. But again, right, we can want to see if I can come back, trying to just play simple. The biggest thing here is I didn't lose my head. I'd lost the game before this, so I wasn't really trying to go on tilt. Again here, right? See what I'm saying? So we get a goal again. So watching this goal back, right? It's off kickoff. I'm just trying to do skills just to gauge how he's defending, right? That's the way I kind of like to see how my opponent actually defends, right? Again, force that pass. I think I'm trying to notice that I'm putting myself in kind of these shitty situations, right? So look, now I'm more patient. He's reading the lane. I play ball day, find it, get the 1v1 in the box with Ibra. Again, a little shimmy, and we get the finesse. So we've tied it back up. And the main thing I want to show you guys here is it's not here, but notice how I'm aggressive because he does a skill move and he takes a really big touch. I know he's probably not going to be able to pass out of that right away, especially if he wants to go up, because he obviously isn't going to go this way because I have two players in that direction. But the minute I see that big sprint touch, that's when I pounce and that's when I'm aggressive. Even though it's with someone that's really out of position, like right here does the step over, and then that touch right there, right before ball day tackles, she takes a really big touch. Then I get the ball, right? And immediately I turn away, just get the ball up to Doku, try to take the space because I know from the tendency he wants to play up, right? And that's what allowed me to get the goal. So again, see, tackle, right? Take it. He plays the up, right? Because he wants to guard the middle. That's fine. I trigger ball day because he's not controlling Karchawi. Get that ball in the middle. Kind of just do a little shimmy and we get the goal, right? So let me just cut to the next goal he scores. And I think starting now, I'll probably just go over the rest of the goals and some really big mistakes that I see. And I'll just cut to them in between. All right. So he gets the ball to Marcelo and he's playing it down the wing, right? And I think this is another goal that he scores. So notice I commit way too early. Like, me committing with Job right here and giving him all of the space is my first mistake, right? Obviously, I defend too aggressively. Everyone here knows that, but now it's a lot easier for him to just break through that space, right? And again, look, I'm way too passive, and I'm being too aggressive on like when I shouldn't be, and I was too passive when I shouldn't have been, right? Like right here, I need to just be playing the lane to Karchawi because he's not doing anything with Elliot Anderson out here, right? So if we watch it again, look. He takes it out. Look, he's just left sticking, right? So I know his only realistic pass is Karchawi because he called her short, right? And I second man press with VVD, but the second man press isn't good enough, and it lets him score, right? So again, I just didn't play the striker lane well enough, and I was also too aggressive in the early stages of the build-up. All right, so for this clip here, I think I end up winning it back. I'm always watching this space here because I know the ball's going to go there, so I'm prepared for it to go there, right? We win the ball back. Again, L1X pass, so Pfeiffer goes. Again, notice that, right? I'm playing Ibra in, cut it in. I trigger Doku, so he takes that space, and we get a very nice goal here. So, again, right? I used the triggers really well here. I triggered Pfeiffer to divert his focus, right? Because look, he's probably too busy worrying about this pass to Pfeiffer. So when I play Ibra, he's not fully expecting it. And then I trigger Doku because now he's fully committed, right? His center back is way too out of line because he only focused on one. And then I play the through ball, and we get the goal. So again, right, I used the triggers, I used some decoys, I kind of manipulated his back line by triggering different players. So then that way, when I triggered Doku, his back line was already deep, so I could play him a better ball, and Doku would end up with the shot closer to the goal. All right, so here, I think this is where I score my fifth goal, if I'm not mistaken. So I do an L1X pass with Ibra, and now notice, right, he's tracking this run, but I notice Ibra gets in front. I don't care what situation this is. If you notice that your striker somehow gets in front of the center back in this kind of a lane, you play that pass, especially if it's someone lengthy like my Ibra is, right? I just play it because now, look, Ibra's clean through. I know, obviously, he's playing the momentum really well. But look, right? I cut it in again because he probably thinks I'm going to finesse. And then I actually go for the finesse, right? Again, double fake. Make him think I'm going to go for the finesse, fake the finesse, and then actually go for the finesse, right? So that gets us our fifth goal, and I think there's no more goals in this game. So I think this is pretty much how I came back and I won. Let me just double check to see if I actually conceded anything else. Nope, doesn't look like it. So really good game, really good comeback win. Like I said, this is kind of just more how I would analyze my gameplay. I noticed the tendencies that I was doing, like forcing the ball in the middle from the wing, even though he's marking it, and also being just a little too aggressive with my CDM and just leaving those gaps when I shouldn't be, right? But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for today. Hopefully this gameplay analysis type of tutorial was helpful for you guys. I know it's kind of a newer style of video that I've been trying. Hopefully you guys like it. Let me know if you guys don't. I won't do this again if you guys don't like it, but it kind of gives an insight on how an elite player plays champs and how I kind of notice my own mistakes and I recover from them really well, right? I use my attacking and my really good fundamentals to kind of counteract my aggressive defending mistakes. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want one-on-one coaching, make sure to check out the Discord link in the description. Like I said, you guys can just book a call with me through there, and you guys can find out if FC coaching is good right for you. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Peace.